Preece. Ellis. That's the opener. That's the opening goal of the season. 19 minutes gone. The Preece-Ellis combination strikes for the Shakers. A good free kick by Preece. The power was too much for Marcus Browning. He couldn't hold on to the ball, and there was Ellis to strike his first goal of the season. We've had about 18 minutes. 15-18. The ball back with the Shakers. Here's Redmond. Preece gets his flick on. Matthews with a chance. Still Matthews. And that's the opening goal. 16 minutes gone. A flick by Preece. A touch from Matthews gave him the good opportunity. And he hit it wide of Tony Park. And the ball crossed the line for Rob Matthews' first of the season. Jepson's header. Oh, and it was left. And Burnley have an equaliser. What a disaster in the Bury defence. Andy Cook with the equaliser. Redmond and Kiley are still having an inquest there. Redmond can't believe he left it. Nor can Kiley. Cook stepped in, and Burnley have an equaliser. 28 minutes gone.
And the crowd are beginning to get frustrated. Let's go into half-time 0-0 and regroup. That's what I say.
Yeah, just 5 minutes to do that, Terry, as we've had so many subs on at the moment. It's a wee bit confusing, I'm sure, as well for the Burnley formation team. As Burnley here with Weller. Great ball from Weller for Smith to latch onto this one on that far side. And, oh, it's fallen here to Andy Payton. He could score, and he does score!
And I said, let's go in at half-time, 0 apiece, and as soon as I say that, the break forward. What a great ball by Weller through. It wasn't the best ball to Payton, but he got the run of the ball, and one-on-one, who would you back to score for Burnley? Andy Payton.
The Predator strikes again. Burnley go into a 2-1 lead on aggregate. 1-0 on the night. 41 minutes in this first half, and Burnley go 1-0 up. Barrick with the cross, high one. Get your binoculars out for that one, and a chance will fall here, and a goal is scored, and Dejafio equalises right on the stroke of half-time. 46 minutes, and Bury are level. It's 1 apiece on the night. It's 2-2 on aggregate. Can you say? So it's as you were, as we go really into stoppage time now. And back he goes. Whoops. Robertson up there. Blatherwick on Dejafo, and he does well, Dejafo. Great ball in for Dawes. This could be curtains, and it certainly is at the moment. 2-1 to Bury, and it's 3-2 to the visitors on aggregate. So there it was. Nick Dawes gives Bury the lead here. 2-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate.
The Jaffa there just plays a ball, waits for support, and there he is.
That's a throw-in this time to Bury. It would have been their 7th corner, but the linesman and the referee decided it was a throw-in. Woodward. Leketti puts it in, a slightest of touch. Oh, that's it. That's curtains now. Is that Dawes? No, who's that scorer? But there you go, a slightest of flick on. And the ball taken away from Robertson there. Smith chasing back, Dawes plays it forward. Now then, here we go once again, and he's through again. Here we go. And he doesn't make much to finish with that one. It's turned into a wee bit of a rout, Terry.
Yeah, just as I predicted, David, that we got to push up, and if you do that, you'll leave gaps at the bite, and the Burnley crowd beginning to stream out. They know the game's up now. But I thought there was more than a touch of handball in that incident. I think that's it, unfortunately. It's gone, but I've just been making some notes. I think in the first half, it was error stream first half. We didn't have any composure, and we're a bit lightweight. And, of course, the colour blow was the goal just on the stroke of half-time, and not to say the goal just inside the second half.
Jack. John Rose. Ball still in the Shakers' possession with Rob Matthews. He's got acres of room here. He looks up. He delivers a good cross to Jaffo. Yes! Oh, Laurent de Jaffo! A lovely cross from Rob Matthews. And de Jaffo with a downward header that beat the keeper. Good ball on to Matthews by de Jaffo. The Shakers streaming forward. Barrick! Oh, what a goal! What an absolute stormer of a goal! Set up down the right-hand side by Rob Matthews. The ball came over. And there was Barrick to smash it into the top right-hand corner of the net. Barrick's first goal for the club. Here's Barrick. Barrick. Good cross. Priest. Matthews! 2-0! And Rob Matthews gets the second goal. So 2 goals in 4 minutes for the Shakers. He couldn't really miss from Andy Priest's back header. And didn't he bury it with satisfaction? Swales with a header. De Jaffo. Priest for John Rose. He just had to stretch too much. What a goal! Andy Priest finally scores for the Shakers. Oh, what a good shot it was. much happier now. And hasn't he deserved that strike? And I think the reaction of the crowd tells you how much they think he deserved it as well. Grobbelaar with the long kick forward deep into the Birmingham half. It's headed back by Birmingham City. Here's Lacketti. What a mistake by Lacketti. Pushed the ball too far forward. Here's Adebola. Redmond across. Lacchetti's back. Oh, and he's made a second mistake, and Adebola given a simple opportunity to put the ball home. Birmingham lead 1-0. You can see the ball headed back into the Bury half. Lacketti plays that ball too far in front of him, and Adebola's immediately onto it. He's still got two defenders to beat, but when Lacketti gets back to make a challenge, he misses his kick, and there's Adebola just to roll the ball over the line. Birmingham lead 1-0 with 20 minutes gone. It's Priest then. Oh, it's a marvellous, marvellous strike. Oh, one may celebrate. It's an absolute beauty. And that's got the crowd up off their feet. Andy Priest scores for the second home game on the trot. Bacchus with the free kick. Aloisi, oh, nice play. Perron. It's going to be a penalty. Well, it does seem harsh. There was contact. Perron did go down. Claridge delighted with the penalty. You can see. Chance for McLaughlin then to level the scores 5 minutes from half-time. And he has done. Blasted it home. Portsmouth equalise. Well, controversial to say the least. Very new from this corner. Priest has come near post, the ball comes further across, and it's in! And it's De Jaffo! Who goes racing over to the bench. So Portsmouth not on level terms for long. Matthews has already placed the ball. Hit strong. Oh, it's a glorious goal. A well-placed corner. And it's Lenny John Rose who's put the Shakers in front with 8 minutes on the watch. Priest is onside. Matthews, great chance. Oh, didn't he strike it well? Didn't he strike it well? A lovely knockdown from Priest. And Matthews buried it in the top right-hand corner. Lenny John Rose again. Crystal Palace's defence, they didn't learn from the first goal. And Lenny John Rose has done him again. Palace playing it down their right-hand side to Lombardo. Lombardo to try and make further progress towards the penalty area. He's twisting, turning, trying to get the ball across. The ball comes all the way across, and the Shakers get the ball clear. It's Palace who pick it up, edge of the penalty area. Patterson with a challenge, and John Rose. It's a real melee, edge of the penalty area. Patterson's lost it again. Palace regaining, edge of the penalty area. The ball played through. It's Morrison. Oh, Morrison's put it away. 8 minutes gone. And Morrison scores the opening goal for Crystal Palace. There was a melee on the edge of the penalty area. The ball was finally played in, and Morrison just got his toe to the ball, put it past Dean Kiley, and the ball in the corner of the net. 8 minutes gone, and that's the last thing that the Shakers wanted. 3-0 up from the first leg. They've conceded a goal after only 8 minutes here at Crystal Palace. The aggregate score then is 3-1 to the Shakers. Corner to Berry. Matthews plays the ball near post. Oh, it's a complete miss kick. It's Morrison. He's scored an own goal. It's now one at each end for the Crystal Palace player. As the ball comes across, he completely miskicks the ball. Lombardo couldn't do anything about it because he was also on that near post. The Shakers have a vital away goal. It's 4-1 in aggregate, 1-1 on the night. And the Shakers are happy with that. From Kiley finds Matthews on this near side. Matthews down the line. Ellis doing some running, the Berry substitute. Plays the ball back to Priest. Priest looks up towards the penalty area. Plays it square in the end, but it's given away. And a quick ball into the Shakers' half. Has the Berry defence at full stretch here. Swales has come across. The ball's played square. The Ketty stretches. Fancy He, it's 2-1. 13 minutes left. Fancy He scores for Crystal Palace. And that gives the scoreline a 4-2 aggregate with just 13 minutes left. The Shakers should still be secure, but that was a sloppy goal to concede.
And the ball goes all the way through to goalkeeper Mike Stowe.
Now interesting there, Steve Sedgley, Lee Naylor tracked back there. Steve Sedgley just waved him away and said, get yourself forward. You're not needed defensively, get yourself forward.
Connolly now, just inside that Berry half, finds Robbie Keane, who's had to come deep on the halfway line. Keith Cole will collect it, finds Fernando. He's got Kevin Muscat on his right side, good ball as well. Muscat in space now, angle of the penalty, he can deliver. Steve
Yes,
ball.
yes, yes,
Yes!
yes!
Oh, did we need that one? Yes, we did. Steve Bull gets the goal.
What a cross.
Exactly what Berry deserves.
What a cross from Kevin Muscat. Lovely ball out to the right-hand side from Gomez Fernando. Whipped the cross in and it was there. That man, Steve Bull, bullet header, smashed it past Keelan.
Wolves take the lead. Steve Bull, the goal scorer, 6th of the game. And you know, Colin Lee was saying, he's been saying to Kevin Muscat, get out there, get wide, and he got wide and he got the crossing. Good finish from Steve Bull. 1-0 Wolves.
Oh, well, now then, it'll be interesting to see just how Berry will respond. Remember,
very clear. Referee for the second time having to call a kick back and having it retaken. Of course, the advantage had gone, and Dave Tuttle gives the ball away. Now he could be in trouble, got to chase back. It's Matthews, who did some powerful surging runs for Berry last week, getting a crossover, a chance here for a goal. It is a goal. Berry have taken the lead. Berry, to the shock of the crowd, have taken the lead after just 11 minutes. It's number 4, Nick Dawes. All came about from a terrible free kick from Dave Tuttle. Matthews running down the right, his low cross swept in from inside the 6-yard box by Nick Dawes, and Berry have scored away from home for the first time this season. It's at the expense of Palace, and after just 11 minutes it's Palace 0, Berry 1. and the crowd stunned. Well, who'd have thought that? It was rather quiet amongst the crowd at the beginning, but one or two signs of frustration already. Plenty of time, and let's not forget the players on the bench if things continue to go wrong for Palace. I know there's only 13, 14 minutes gone, but the likes of Sasa Churchic and Matthias Svensson on the bench offer potential. So, Warhurst going up left. It's only one Bury player up. They really are funding their players back already. Now here comes Warhurst trying to find a way through. Still Warhurst, he's done it! Paul Warhurst equalises. Paul Warhurst starting the move on the left. Suddenly popping up in the penalty area through a couple of half-hearted challenges, it has to be said, and then just poking the ball home. Well, Bury players complaining. I'm not quite sure what for, but it's just academic because on 15 minutes, 14, 15 minutes, Palace are level. Paul Warhurst, the perfect return for him. Palace 1, Bury 1, goals galore at Selhurst. Billy. Woodward. A couple of Bury players free on the right. Don't know what happened there in the Palace defence. Another low cross coming over and another goal. It's Andy Priest. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? Andy Priest has scored against his former club. How often has this happened at Selhurst? And not only that, a carbon copy of the first goal. Palace leaving a lot of space down their left flank. Glum, stony-faced Terry Venables, I'm sure, as Palace fall once again for the sucker punch just before the break. And to rub salt into the wounds, the goal scored by ex-Palace man Andy Priest. Great atmosphere on Sunday, which I'm sure lifted the players. Rizzo's free kick, in it goes, free header here, surely a goal, it is! Bruce Dyer, the perfect answer. Bruce Dyer substituted on Sunday, gets the equaliser, free kick from Rizzo. And Bruce Dyer listening to the applause of the crowd with added glee at a torrid time of late. And he's netted the equaliser for Palace within 90 seconds of the restart. So for the second time Palace come from behind. Well-flighted free kick from Nicky Rizzo. Fully 50 yards there. So Lineker just about keeping out Andy Priest rather. A bit tired, one or two of these Bury players. A lot of defending for them to do tonight. Rizzo, and a deflection, a goal! Clinton Morrison has made it 3. Nicky Rizzo's shot deflected by the Palace number 9. He's delighted. He continues his scoring run against Bury. 64 minutes gone. Clinton Morrison celebrates in style. It's Palace 3, Bury 2. And Clinton Morrison, he's battled hard all night and deserves that bit of good fortune, or perhaps we could call it opportunism. Let's certainly watch that again. It's Nicky Rizzo's left-footed shot, seemed to be going wide, deflected into the net by Clinton Morrison. So nice to see Palace score 3 goals at Selhurst. Who knows, perhaps more to come. Possibly one here. And Kurtz, certainly a penalty. It is a penalty for Palace. Well, no doubt about that. The pace of Churchic always too much for the defender there, and is the referee going to punish the defender further? I really don't think Bury can complain. You get the obvious appeals about a dive. Can Lombardo make it 4? Tio Lombardo, a chance to make it 4, drilled home, and again, celebrations at the Holmesdale end, a familiar style of Antonio Lombardo when he scored. A dramatic turnaround in 2 minutes. 66 minutes gone, it's Palace 4, Bury 2. At last, the Palace pressure paying off.
Hutchins with an overhead. It's going to be a penalty. Akinbaye pulled back. Lekete let him go. And Kylie's gone the wrong way. Bristol City have the lead then. A penalty by Mickey Bell.
Wouldn't argue too much with that, but throw in to Bradford. Lekete getting above Mills. Pepper. Mills. There's a 1-2 with the referee. Falls kindly for Prida Beagrie. Left knee, bandaged. Beagrie is thinking of a shot then. Plays it to Watson. Watson. Yes! Yes! Robbie Blake. 14 minutes. 1-0. Tremendous piece of work. Ball played in. Watson got away from the defenders, put a shot in which Keeley did well to save to his right, but there was Robbie Blake slipping the ball in. 1-0. And credit to Bury on a Friday night, busy Friday night, they brought a few up. But at the moment they're seeing their team down to 10 men and trailing to that 14th minute goal from as Priest tries to get around more recovers. Todd picks up the loose pieces, drives it forward. Neat play off by Beagrie, now McCall breaking. Berry trying to get back to Mills, back to McCall. Yes! Yes! What a goal by Stuart McCall! Brilliant goal! 55 minutes. What a goal! .55 minutes. Bradford go 2-0 in the lead. Down the line for Mills. Swales, never too far from him. Mills, good play by Lee Mills, but gives it away. Dreyer, calmly, just inside his own arm, flips it forward. Well picked up by John Rose. Watson can't get the bounce, so it's Matthews just below us. Leaves it for John Rose. Oof. There's Beagrie now getting away from Lekete. Chance for Peter Beagrie. Beagrie. Yes! Peter Beagrie makes it 3-0. And for the second week running, Chris Lekete makes a mistake. It was his mistake last week that gave Bristol City the goal.
Branch. And Branch has got the better here. Can he score? Yes, he can. Well, Redmond didn't get his challenge in. Kiley was drawn, and Lekete couldn't prevent the ball from going in the back of the net. Branch scores on the hour. Issuing some instructions from the bench, trying to prevent the Shakers from sliding to a fifth successive league defeat. Luchetti. Patterson. Delivers a good cross. Oh, it's a goal from Matthews. He hit it on the volley, and there was nothing that the county defence could do about that one. A good cross from the left-hand side. And Matthews hit it first time. The Shakers back on level terms. He's quite capable of hitting one himself from here, or he could just play it into the penalty area where there's plenty of white shirts. And he tries hitting one, and it's gone all the way through. Yes, it has. Well, I'm not sure who's going to claim it. I really am not sure who's going to claim that one at all. The free kick from Patterson must have had some moisture on the ball because it's just started raining, and it went through goalkeeper Phil Whitehead's hands. Maybe Swales got the last touch. We'll have to wait and see.
Rakin carrying the ball cross field, finds his fullback partner Michael Gray, skips around one. There's a sense of real danger when Gray starts to come forward like this. Dichio trying to get there, that's it! It's Danny Dichio, the substitute, who's broken the deadlock. 12 minutes gone. 12 minutes left in the game. And finally the goal that Sunderland have been working for. Dichio off the bench for Bridges, Michael Gray with yet another dangerous ball in. And the sub is on target.
Moving the ball down the left-hand side and wants the ball towards the edge of the penalty area. It's comfortably cleared as far as Scholes, who looks up and puts the ball into the 1-2 maybe there, didn't get it. United still making progress. The challenge from John Rose to take the ball from United. United on the right-hand side with Greening. What's he going to do? He's played it in. Solskjaer! Oh, Kylie got a hand to it. Solskjaer's broken the deadlock. It's just 1 minute after the interval within extra time, and United finally break the deadlock. The Shakers' resolve is broken by Solskjaer. You can see that there was a hand there from Kylie. He flipped it onto the post, and it just rolled agonisingly over the line. And now the Shakers with a really tough task. One down with just 14 minutes left. Kick to United, right-hand side. Short. Actually just playing the ball around. They're comfortable with that 1-0 advantage. It's up to the Shakers to chase the game. Brown looks up, plays the ball across the Bury goal. Oh, Nevland's there. The tide's killed off. Eric Nevland, 5 minutes from time, gives United an unassailable 2-0 lead. Brown looked up, as you can see. The ball came all the way across the front of the Bury goalmouth. As Chris Luchetti tried to get his foot to it, it was just that fraction of a second late, and Nevland was there to put United 2 up. 5 minutes to play. Billy falls for Diafo, and away he goes. Ellis finds some space. There's Dawes. Across to Woodward. Dawes, can he get the shot in? Chips it out. Ellis! Oh yes, Tony Ellis! Well, you can't say it hadn't been coming. The Shakers have started like a train. And that really, after 7 minutes, is no more than the Shakers deserve. Quick throw out by Chamberlain. Here's Baisley. Oh, a nice flick. Baisley's continued his run. He's opening up for him here. And it's equalised. That is a fabulous goal from Watford's Darren Baisley. It was an interchange of passes all the way up the field, and then he curled it beautifully past Dean Kiely. And on 25 minutes, Watford have the equaliser. Ellis. Watford get it clear. Oh, and Watford are going to get a second goal. Well, the ball played through, and Mikkel Kong has given Watford the lead 4 minutes before the interval. A disaster for the Shakers' defence. And one does get the feeling that Watford don't really deserve that after the way the Shakers have played this first half. Well, that's what the scoreline will read. Bury 1, Watford 2, 4 minutes from half-time. Billy's throw, looking for Diafo. Well, it's going to be 3-1. Another disaster in the Bury defence. Laketti was determined to try and head the ball back to Dean Kiely. It didn't work that way, it was short. And in stepped Alan Smart to add the third and kill a goal 6 minutes from time.
Got through, and James is in, and Lutel James has scored for Bury. His first ever league goal. The bounce favoured him, but he was persistent, and he's absolutely joyful. Well, Bury have only scored 4 away league goals this season, and that's the 4th. It was a long ball there, and James with his pace, the bounce of the ball favoured him, and he just tucked it away past Tracy. Verbokis likes to get on the outside if he can. He can't, so it'll be another pass back for Derry's ball in. Flicked on by Saunders, and saved it. Surely an equaliser, and Sheffield United are level through Peter Kachoro. But Dean Kiley will be upset about that. The cross ball in seemed to have opened the way for a United equaliser. The first attempt came back off Kiley's boot. Well, they've certainly looked sounder at the back in this half, Sheffield United. And they try to get through on the offensive now with Stewart. Certainly a good chance for Sheffield United here. And it might well be number 2! It certainly is. And it struck beautifully into the net. As it was turned back there, Sheffield United take the lead for the first time in the game. And the long ball asks a lot of Saunders. He might do it though. Saunders in past the defender Swales. Here's Kachoro, hat-trick! What a day for Peter Kachoro. And it's his first ever hat-trick in English football. And isn't he elated?
It's a good header! It's a great header! Chris Lucchetti dived on by half his team, but as the ball came over, he got his head to the ball. Hayden Davison couldn't get his hand to it. It struck the underside of the crossbar, and the Shakers in the first minute of this second half take the lead.
Given away there by Newsom. Woodward to James. Whitlow's tackle. From Nagson to Johansson. From Nagson. Neatly played in towards Jensen. It might open up here for Michael Johansson! Oh, yes! What a super strike from the Little Dane. It flew into the top corner. 21.5 minutes gone. It's Bolton's 5th attempt on goal in the first half, and eventually you felt that the pressure would tell. Franson's free kick up towards Gunnlaugsson. He turns and plays a slider ball in towards Klaus Jensen. Lovely pass. Johansson shot! Oh, what a goal from Michael Johansson! His second goal of the game, and it's an absolute gem, just like the first one. Well, the goal, quite simply, had quality all over it. Look at that for a finish. Franson with a raking ball out to Johansson. Neil Cox joining the attack. Gunnlaugsson to Neil Cox. Gunnlaugsson's continued his run totally unopposed. Cox has gone forward as well. If Sellers can pick out a good ball, he can. Now then, 3 in the middle as Cox swings the ball in, and a chance here for Arne Gunnlaugsson to make it 3. Super finishing. Brilliant play by Bolton Wanderers. The goal coming in the 64th minute. And Arne Gunnlaugsson takes his goal-scoring tally to the season for 13. Well, he could have shot straight away, but he set it himself. Got the ball on his favoured left side. And there was never any doubt. We've just gone beyond the midway point in this second half. And Bolton Wanderers lead Bury by 3 goals to 0. Cross coming in from Johansson towards the near post. Oh, Bury in all sorts of trouble. Johansson makes it 4. I mean, it's Gunnlaugsson rather who makes it 4. His second of the game. Bolton Wanderers now lead by 4-0 with Auslander now taking his goals tally to 14 for the season. And it's debatable whether he'll have a more simple one. Dean Kiely.
Into the Shakers then, just down below us. Possession. Here's the Jaffo. Dawes. Forced across the park, making progress forward, but he's going across the park. To Jaffo. 2 red shirts around him. John. Dawes. John Rose, free header. It's 1-0. Where was the marking from West Bromwich Albion? Lenny John Rose won't care about that. Good movement down the right. The ball was being played around. Little John then spotted Dawes unmarked. He chipped the ball over, and John Rose was unmarked just near the penalty spot, and he planted his header wide to the left of the goalkeeper. And with just 9 minutes gone, the Shakers have the perfect start. Just look at this view from behind the goal. As the ball comes across, you can see that John Rose, completely unmarked, just plants that ball beyond the goalkeeper's left arm. Free kick then to Albion on their left-hand side. Out by Dawes. Here's Chris Billy. Looks up, a quick look up. And there's Little John. Good control on his chest. Into the penalty area. Might try and test the keeper from here. Keeper saves. He's got a second opportunity. Handball must be. What a ridiculous handball from the defender. The referee agrees. The goalkeeper had the ball covered. You get a better view of it here. The goalkeeper had the ball covered, and the defender needlessly handles the ball. It's going to be a Shakers penalty. But inside the opening half an hour, the Shakers already 1-0 up. And here's the Jaffo. Oh, cool as a cucumber. Just rolls the ball to the right of the keeper after he'd seen the keeper go to his left. Just watch it from here. Easy as you like. 2-0 to the Shakers. The team celebrate. Less than half an hour gone. Who would have thought that against West Bromwich Albion?
Bokis. Teasing Swales and getting it across, and it's turned in. And Woodhouse is the man who's tucked it away.
I've seen Rob, it was a good spell, and now they've got the just reward. Very a little bit lacklustre down the right-hand side. But Bokis twisting, whips one in, deflected, but a good touch from Woodhouse. Right foot, Kiely goes to ground. I'm certain this is deflected just there. But it's a good tuck, isn't it? Right foot, Curtis Woodhouse, and the fans behind the goal, the Sheffield fans, they celebrate the opener. There's the deflection, there's the touch, 1-0.
They played it in low, surprisingly. Littlejohn looking to turn, and off the bar. Leketi's cross deflects, and Tracy under pressure has knocked the ball into the net, and it's going to count.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think Sheffield United were incredibly lucky with Littlejohn's effort off the crossbar. No wonder Jacko's laughing, because that for me is a blatant charge of the goalkeeper. Tracy can't believe it. He could have punched. He shakes his head. The goal stands. Incredible. It's a good turn here. Clipped in the box. Deflected. Off marker. Wow. I can't believe it. Sheffield United players complaining to the ref. Deflected ball. Jacko right across the goalkeeper. I don't know. I think 15 years ago you got away with that. Not in the modern game. He bundles him into the net. Free kick, surely.
As Dawes prepares to take the throw-in. Littlejohn's trying to steal a march, and can they get it in? They have! Williams forces it over the line, and Bury, from going a goal down, are 2-1 in front.
That's a good ball in, but watch Simon Tracy. Superman job here. Comes, commits himself, nowhere near it. And Barbocas can do nothing as the ball finds the back of the net. Tracy was all over the shot there. Williams steals in, Barbocas trying to hold him off, and the power and Williams' momentum sees the ball in the back of it. It's a soft goal to give away. Goalkeeper nowhere near it. Williams will claim Bury's second goal.
Paul Williams celebrates making his move to Gig Lane permanent. But Sheffield United break with Ford, and it's been turned in. And it's Marcelo who's level for Sheffield United so soon after Bury had taken the lead.
This is quite incredible. Both strikers involved in it, and a great overlap from Bobby Ford. Campbell just wastes his time. Go on then, Bobby, he says. Lays it in the path. Marcelo does brilliant to get on the end of this. He was miles behind Loketi. Somehow makes 3 yards up. Good weighted pass from Campbell. Great first-time ball. Marcelo wants to get there. Incredible. Beautifully weighted pass. Marcelo stealing it in the back post. Left foot touch, 2-2.
First goal that he scored away from Bramall Lane this season. When Marcelo struck. Nicky Dawes here with the free kick. Swales looking to get there. Swales again! Would you credit it? It's real never say die spirit from Bury. Now they're 3-2 up.
Wow. What's that saying in football? You're at your most vulnerable when you've just scored the goal. Wow, we've just seen it twice. This is a real soft goal. Fired in with Swales with the right foot, and really Sheffield United can't clear the lines. Ball knocked out there. Fires in, I think it comes off Hamilton. And suddenly Swales, who wins the first header, Hamilton gives him it back, and with his right foot, bodies in front of Tracy. No chance, 3-2. See, this ref's letting a few things go. I thought that was a blatant push there. He's just letting the advantage go.
Marcelo. Good strength from him, and a cracking strike.
I'll tell you what, Rob. Marcelo, I know I've been on about him a lot tonight. This is tremendous, because he gets fouled here. He doesn't hesitate after it. He gets after it. What a strike. Hits it early. Skidding off the turf. Watch this. Just here, I think he's there. He doesn't react at all. He just goes to the ball. Right foot, Kylie, you have to say, could have done better. You can see Loketi clashing with him. He hits it early. It bounces off the skiddy surface. What a game we have here. 3-3.
Finds Dave Barnett. Simon Barker being the link man with that pass there from Des Little. Tony Naylor. Penalty. Surely, referee. Paul Williams, the culprit. And Tony Naylor just trying to dance that ball around Paul Williams. Williams got it terribly wrong. Siding the little man down. And it's a penalty to Port Vale, or Simon Barker with the responsibility. 1-0 to Port Vale, and as calm as you like, Simon Barker takes the applause. He just picked his spot, he sent the keeper the wrong way, and finally, after 27 minutes of the second half,
Johnson's ball in, Rivers with the touch, and that's a wonderful goal from Colin Little. A splendid header just inside the box, but credit where credit is due, the build-up was exquisite. Johnson's cross, Rivers' flick, and we said Colin Little must have been wondering when he would get that vital goal, and finally it has come. Caught Unsworth with a long ball for Jack, who's now with Woodward, who's had the beating of this afternoon, and he's done him again. Oh, wonderful ball in, splendid goal at the second of the game, and this time it's Mark Rivers with the header. Wonderful strike from the Alex, and Dario Gradi is off his feet with that goal. But Rodney Jack is the man again who has really opened up the Bury defence with a wonderful run that was met superbly, this time by the header Mark Rivers. It's a deep cross, headed down, and that's a glorious opportunity that was never going to be missed by Andy Woodward. And with 10 minutes left, now we do really have a game on our hands. Jack. No, Little. Jack is just completely shattered. Wright. Curling the ball goalwards. What a strike! Jermaine Wright seals the 3 points, and Dario Gradi's team's first win since the 26th of August with one of the goals of the season. Well, his score at QPR was a cracker, but that one is even better. Jermaine Wright with the 3rd goal of the afternoon, and by far the best.
Over comes the corner, near post. Oh, it's a wonderful goal! Laurent de Jaffo jumped superbly to meet that corner from Billy. Minutes on the watch, and the Shakers take the lead with a peach of a goal from de Jaffo. Another chance for Birmingham from that far side. Oh, it's a good delivery, and it's a good header. And the equaliser comes from Paul Furlong on 31 minutes. 2 identical goals then here at Gigg Lane. Corners followed by headers. O'Connor, and still O'Connor. Oh, Birmingham take the lead. 2 in 2 minutes. The Shakers fall behind. It's O'Connor who's got the second. short. Furlong with a nice flick. Here's McCarthy. Oh, it's a marvellous strike. Paul Furlong puts Birmingham 3-1 up, and you can't argue with a strike like that. He was outside the penalty area, and he beat Dean Kiely in the top left corner. Here's McCarthy. Well, there's nobody up with him at the moment, but they are joining him now. Here's Rowett. Oh, it's easy. It's easy, and that's the end of the game. There's no way the Shakers are coming back from here. Adebola with a fourth for Birmingham. Minutes left, and the ground reverberates to the sound of the Warnock out chant. A chance for Swales. James. Well, the referee says it's going to be a penalty. Paul Furlong raised his hands to protect his face, and the referee says penalty. So Diafra with the chance to pull a goal back for the Shakers, and he does so. As the long throw comes in, it's like a dart going across there. Leketti got his head to it. Some players have the long throw, but it doesn't have much power behind it, but that certainly had power behind the throw as well. Matthews leaves it, and the shot comes in and strikes the woodwork. Well, I said strikes the woodwork, and it's gone out of play, I thought, initially, but a Shakers defence caught all at sea and stopped Paul County with around 5 minutes on the watch. 4 behind, go ahead.
What a superb strike in the first place. And after the ball had rattled the crossbar, everybody seemed to stand still. And that delights the county following. And after a spell of 2 or 3 minutes of sustained pressure in the Bury half, County take the lead. And who else? That master goal poacher. He likes scoring at Gig Lane. He gets it again, Brett Angel.
Scored last year, didn't he? Back for Leketti, Angel to chase it. Leketti, though, good straight clearance downfield. Diafra gets his head to it, but again it's County who win the second header. Quick free kick. Moore, shadowed by Swales. Moore gets his crossover. Oh, not sure who got the last touch there. Was it Angel or was it the defender, Leketti? Well, they're all congratulating the cross, and I've got to say, I think it's Leketti who scored that goal.
Irrespective of who put it beyond Kiely, what a great cross. Ian Moore, he cost County £800,000. And I'll tell you what, he's gone a long way to repaying some of it with that cross. Superb, great goal.
Dawes then with the throw from the far side. Will he try and launch a long throw? I haven't seen one as yet in this game from Nick Dawes, but we're going to see one now. Well, it struck a hand, but I don't think there was any intention there whatsoever. Williams. Nash with a quick throw out, and Angel has got himself a bit of space on this near side. Moore. Goes round Swales, gets the ball across, it's 3-0. I think the Shakers can kiss goodbye to the cup this year. Woodthorpe, the scorer of the county third, and we've only got 26 minutes on the watch.
And that was all thanks to a brilliant ball out by the Stockport County keeper, out to the right-hand side. Brett Angel, goal scorer, becoming provider, more involved again. Colin Woodthorpe, 3-0. Well, at 1-0 I wasn't going to say anything, at 2-0 I was thinking twice, and at 3-0 I can tell all Bury supporters that Stockport County have never been beaten, haven't taken the lead this season.
Jenkins again, plays it long. Oh, it's flicked in, no chance. Marcus Stewart. Here goes, Wayne Allison. Well, they're a bit long-winded. 31 minutes on the clock. Wayne Allison puts it in, his second goal in successive games. Town ahead, 31 minutes. Well, one or two touches ahead of play by Kedman. I thought Marcus Stewart had lost his chance, but Allison was keeper. Well, that's just lackadaisical play there. Phillips will have to try and make up the ground, but it was poor play. Woodward. Dawes, he'll shoot. It's a goal! Nick Dawes has scored! A 25-yard screamer in off the post. 81 minutes. Bury have pulled it all square, and that's a big disappointment. Dawes, the scorer, in a deep yards. Bit more, 27 perhaps. 81 minutes. 1-1 now. Town will be desperately disappointed about that. What a goal to give away. Only their 6th away goal in 14 matches. As rare as hen's teeth, away goals for Bury. And now, Town have precisely 8.5 minutes to rescue this situation. And they'll be furious if they drop the 2 points here now. Now, oh, what a desperate mistake. And it is, yes, they've got it. Well, it seemed that they made a mess of it, but they've scored in 82 minutes. And that was some goal. Grant Johnson, I think. So, what can they do here? Clearance wasn't much. And it's a goal. They've done it again. Lenny John Rose this time. They've scored in 83 minutes. Lenny John Rose the scorer, 2-2. 3 goals in 2 minutes. Well, absolutely phenomenal. 3 goals, 2 minutes.
Kiley with the kick, met by Jemson. Oh, James with a great opportunity! Whoa, what a goal! James is second of the season. It's his first here at Gigg Lane. But that was what many would call a Route 1 goal. Kiley out with a long kick. the slightest touch from Jensen, and there was Luttle James to calmly side-foot the ball through the legs of Ludo McCloskey. James will chase it, but the ball safely back with the Rangers goalkeeper. He's been a virtual spectator in this second half. Berry backing off as Plummer makes his way forward. Peacock gets his crossover. Oh, it's the equaliser from Dowie. Well, the Shakers have been under constant pressure in this second half, and Rangers have got the equaliser 20 minutes into this second half, and it's come from Ian Dowie. Well, the Shakers backed off there as the ball was being brought forward by Plummer. Rangers get the equaliser. The Shakers have to start over again if they're to win this game.
Sloppy play again presents it to the opposition. Davis loses out. This is James with a cross and turned in. Bury lead by a goal to nil, and it's been coming. Midway through the second half, Adrian Littlejohn with the deftest of near-post touches beyond Frank Talia gives Bury the lead. Taylor striding forward out of defence. Walters down the line for Kerslake, in a good position this. Header into his own net, an extraordinary own goal. Well, you'll go a long way to see an incident stranger than that. I think it's Dean West who's got the goal in spectacular style. Swindon are back in the game, they scarcely deserve to be. And it took an opponent to score.
Couldn't put any power or real direction on the ball to beat Richard Wright, and Wright clears upfield. Here's Johnson, and that's going to be a penalty. Johnson brought down, and that'll be a penalty. Dean Carley facing Mark Venus. In fact, the ball looks to be a little bit further forward than it should be, and no problem whatsoever for Mark Venus. Dean Carley sent the wrong way. 4 minutes into this second half, then Ipswich take the lead. Well, there's a mass of players, and it's gone in. And Ipswich have scored a second. A real scramble. I can't even quite see who scored it. I think it's the number 6, Mark Venus. Well, the Tannoy said 5, Tony Mowbray. And they're right as he comes past now. So Tony Mowbray scores the second for Ipswich on 71 minutes. Kiley launches the ball, back upfield. Here's Venus. Johnson. Swales. Nice play. Oh, and he's given it away! Oh, Chris Swales given away! Dean Kiley didn't know what he was doing, and in steps Harewood. It's 3-0, game over. A disaster for Chris Swales, because he done ever so well to have all that time inside the penalty area.
He's been waiting 5 years for his first senior goal in football, and on Saturday at Fratton Park, it arrived for Matthew Robinson. His Pompey teammate Steve Claridge carved out the opening, and at long last the wait was over. Up until then, Pompey had had little to offer up front. Guy Whittingham is back on familiar territory. The Portsmouth striker clearly feels at home down on the south coast. Last week he was on the score sheet against Tranmere, and he added one more to the list to put this game out of Bury's reach. There was a late consolation. Substitute Kimor Adview claimed it, but Bury are dangerously close to that drop zone. In contrast, Alan Ball's Portsmouth eased their own relegation worries.
Chance of a shot here. Kiley saves it. Oh, and it's gone in. Well, Kiley made the save, but Bellamy's put Norwich City 1-up. The ball came right out to him, and he just had to help it over the line. A real sickener for the Shakers. 29 minutes gone. Norwich are 1-up through Bellamy, and the Shakers are down to 10 men as well, I remind you. Comes the corner. It's difficult for the Shakers to defend from, and it's a goal! And Norwich City have scored a second goal, and that really is the killer with 18 minutes to go. Not quite sure at the moment who's got it, but it was on the near post as we look at it. The far post from the corner. And Norwich City take a commanding 2-0 lead, and it's come from the number 5, Craig Fleming.
Here's Mann. And the lady back to Taylor, who gives it to Thompson. Here's Thompson, the line up here at Melrose. Here's Mann, it's a good cross in, it's run loose. Is it in? It's gone in! Oh, yes! We can see it coming! Number 2, Graham Allen has scored the goal, but Rose in front. Well, throughout the match, Rose have been on top. But a great move by Alamani, crossed the ball over the left-hand side. And number 2, Graham Allen has put Rose in front. Jim, what about that one?
Yeah, great move by Tranmere once again, and a simple tap-in for Graham Allen. Plays short to Kenny Hines. Oh, it's been left out for Liam O'Brien. Oh, it's there for Tranmere, and Tranmere lead by 2-0. I think it took a little deflection there from the Liam O'Brien shot. But a really well-worked corner kick by Tranmere, and Liam O'Brien makes it 2-0. Totally deserved for Tranmere. Liam O'Brien, the goal scorer. It's Tranmere Rovers 2, Bury 0. Paul Rice, I think that was a well-worked goal, but I think it took a slight deflection.
I think that comes straight off the training field there, Jim.
Coin. And once again, the game has really gone into a bit of a lull, really, Paul.
Yeah, it's gone into a bit of a recline, but there hasn't been really any clear-cut chances for Bury. Haven't created anything this afternoon, and Tranmere certainly have been the stronger of the both two teams, but they're still trying.
Oh, here's a chance for Andy Parkinson. Oh, great cross, it's Scott Taylor! And it's number 3, it's Tranmere Rovers 3, Bury 0. Scott Taylor, the goal scorer. Great work by Parkinson. Paul Rice.
Oh, a great move. We were just talking about that, didn't we? And a great run by Andy Parkinson on this right-hand side, and a great finish, another simple tapping for Scott Taylor. Tranmere 3, Bury 0, Jim, but I can still see there's going to be more goals in this game. I did say to you before, it's possibly going to be 3. Here's Parkinson chesting this one down. Plays it back to Allen. There's Allen. Great ball for Kumas. Can he score? He has! Oh! It's another one for Rovers! Oh, he's only been on 5 minutes. What a great ball by Graham Allen. And Jason Kumas was unmarked in the box. And Tranmere are 4-0 in front. Jim, what about that one?
Oh, it was a great ball by Graham Allen and a terrific finish by Jason Kumas. I said he might do something, didn't I?
You certainly did. But what about the defending on Berry's side?
Oh, shocking defending. I mean, no one was marking him.
I'm going to say, Jamie, I have to say that Jim Brennan's all-round players performed, but particularly his heading ability over the last 4 or 5 minutes, I think, is improved remarkably.
4 or 5 minutes, did you say there, Steve?
Well, I should say, I think 4 or 5 months, I think.
Absolutely. And as we say that, and that's a great ball through. And there's a chance for Berry, and it went straight under Steve Phillips and straight in the back of the net. And I'm afraid that was a bit of a mistake by Steve Phillips, and the goal to be scored by Paul. Well, it says Lauren De Jaffo. I thought it was Paul Hall that actually put the ball under. It was De Jaffo. And City are going to have to step up because they're not doing themselves justice so far. Really need to do something here. Akinbaye just inside, just outside rather, Berry box. Has to knock it back to Rob Edwards. He turns, tries to get a shot in. Tries to knock it forward for Akinbaye. Eventually does. Good ball in. Finds tipped hands of Dean Keeley. Adam Locke manages to get it back out to Tommy Doherty. Locke gets the cross in. He does. Great cross. Great goal. Soren Anderson! A great goal by Soren Anderson. And it was that ball in that did the danger. And City's fans jump up and down. And that was good patient work and good build-up. And Soren Anderson gets his first goal for many a game. And what a great cross from Scott Murray.
Bradford pushing Darren Moore forward. Also pushed Ashley Westwood forward as the ball comes over. Oh, it's a goal! And it's Dean Windus, I think, who scored the goal. Dean Windus gets the goal. We've had 28 minutes of the game, and the Shakers fall behind. So third corner for Bradford City. It's taken short. Oh, and it's the second goal for Bradford. Windus gets it from the short corner. No chance for Dean Kiley. The ball went just inside the post, but Dean Kiley was going the other way. 3 minutes from the half-time break, and Bradford take a stranglehold on the game. It's Bury 0, Bradford City 2.
At the Manor Ground, Oxford had the opportunity to open a gap on the chasing pack, but Bury were having none of it. A defensive disaster for Les Robinson, letting Derek Lilly for the only goal.
Quinn. This is Alan Johnston. Makin. Looking for Quinn, but Marchetti was there. Given away by Lilly. Johnston slipped it through to Phillips. This is Summerby. And Summerby lining up a drive, and it's come back for Kevin Phillips, and he's gone down, and the penalty's given. The challenge by Swales is penalised.
Well, when you're down there, sometimes decisions go against you, Rob. From this angle, I thought perhaps this is harsh. Keeper, it's Bobley. Let's have a look, there's a challenge coming in. Wow. 50-50. The referee's decision is final. Penalty. What a chance.
How ironic this could be. Sunderland lost out last year on promotion through a missed penalty. Kevin Phillips from the spot scores and puts Sunderland in the driving seat in the bid to reach the Premiership.
Well, Phillips, if someone's going to take one, he's in great form, isn't he? Just plays it central of the goal. Kiley goes slightly to his left. Had he stayed, might have had a chance. But Phillips in great form. Just the start Sunderland are after. Boos all around. Home fans don't like this. They felt the challenge on Phillips was harsh.
Here's Makin. Good challenge by Makin. But Dawes has done well to win it back for Billy. And here's Derek Lilly for Darren Bullock. Oh, what a storming equaliser!
What a strike that is. I said before the game he'd be up for this one, Bullock. He won't hit them any sweeter than this. What a strike. It's good play from Dawes. He wins the ball back. Lilly lays it back. Look at this for a cannonball. Top corner. Sorensen, no chance whatsoever. Bang! That is a cracker. He won't score many better goals than this in his whole career. And suddenly the Sunderland fans are quiet. What a strike, Rob. Keeper no chance. Right foot, glorious top corner.
It's taken 8 appearances for Darren Bullock to open his account for Bury. Summerby gets it across here, and Quinn capitalises after a mix-up between Swales and Kiley. And suddenly, after the devastation of conceding an equaliser, Sunderland go back in front through Quinn.
Unbelievable. Incredible. Sunderland right up to the end of the pitch. Great ball in the box, but the goalkeeper surely. He's looking at his defender saying, hey, but that's a great ball, but surely that's a keeper's ball. And Quinn can't believe his luck. Simple tapping, he won't get an easier one.
And Ipswich still very much in the chase for promotion on Sunderland's tails. Here's Kevin Ball. Wasn't the cleanest strike from him, and Swales has got it clear. Ball gets a second bite. Clark had a go. Clark will have another go, and it's Kevin Phillips! It's his second of the match. It's 3-1 to Sunderland, and the Premiership door is now firmly ajar.
No, you just can't give this fella half chances around the box. The times have got to clear it. Ball's first straight off target. This hits Phillips. Look at the time here Clark's got. Falls to Phillips, left foot, tucks it away. Superb. Berry really had chances to get this clear. Clark keeps his composure, falls to Phillips, and that's easy for the little fella. And surely now, some mountain decline now from Berry. Sunderland 3-1 up.
Phillips corner, and it's there! And it's Kevin Phillips! The man who comes with a goal-scoring guarantee has now got a hat-trick, and surely now he and his teammates will be in the Premiership next season.
That's a top-class finish. It goes over Bullock's head, and I think Luchetti at the far post thinks Bullock's got it. But what a sweet finish. 6 yards out. Look at Bullock. He thinks he's got it. Luchetti's looking at the far post, and what a sweet tuck. Left foot, Kiley again. Looks on in despair as Phillips claims a hat-trick. And Sunderland marching on. And Peter Reid, wow, now it's easy.
So with the 65-minute mark here, Darren Holloway is on. So too is Michael Bridges, as is Danny Dichio, the man who scored in Sunderland's victory over Bury earlier in the season. That was only by a single goal. Bullock here for Dawes! Well, they've only scored twice, but they've both been thunderous efforts for Bury.
That's another cracker, isn't it? Dawes has had so many chances, but this is good play from Bullock. Watch this little flick. Lovely stuff. Lovely little back heel, and what a nice finish on the left foot. Sorensen no chance. Well, what a nice way to fire back. Berry fighting to the bitter end, and that's a great strike. Sorensen again, no chance with this. Low to his left. Cracking strike.
And did Sunderland's eye go off the ball with that all over? Butler. Holloway. Well, no let up from Sunderland, and Phillips is through again. Can he complete the solo show? You better believe he can. It's 4-goal Kevin Phillips. It's Sunderland in the Premiership, and Peter Reid can pop the champagne corks now.
Wow, what a finish again. He's such a live wire, isn't he? This is brilliant. Lovely little ball again. But this is a bit of quality. This is quality. Right foot. Dinks it with power as well. Top corner. And Kylie's got no chance. No answer to this. That's beautiful. Phillips, different class in this type of mood. If he hadn't missed so much this season with injury, how many would he have got? That is quality. Premiership. Beware.
Guess who's man of the match? Need you ask? Nationwide man of the match. Bullock is in here challenging Banks and West. And although the goalkeeper got a hand to it, he couldn't stop it going in. And Dean West gets a vital goal for Bury.
Rob, we said this could be the problem for Bolton tonight. High balls, the keeper comes. Bullock with a good challenge. Is that foul? Is Bullock's right arm out? Referee says no. And the keeper at a second attempt can't just keep it out. West, we said, was getting in the box, took a chance, and fires Berry in front. Well, the keeper had every chance to punch clear, and Fish can't keep it out either.
Hardly a regular scorer, Dean West. Can he channel that strength in a positive sense now from this free kick? Sarant and Dawes, the players over it. Bolton have shown themselves vulnerable to this ball into the box. And the header from Swales makes it 2. And just before half-time, could that be a killer blow for Bolton and a real healthy boost for Bury?
Well, we keep saying that this is a problem Bolton have. Dominant headers of the ball, and Swales gets a great downward header. Keeper no chance. Good ball, the delivery's fantastic, and Swales just knocks it down into the corner, and really, Banks hasn't got a chance. He needs help from his defenders. I think it's Cox that's probably out-jumped, and you can see Swales with a great header, 2-0.
Cox. Now Taylor. Jensen. Michael Johansson. And it's Neil Cox this time, and he's got away through the crowd.
Oh, there's a bit of nonsense in the goalmouth now with Cox and Kylie. And basically what's happened is Cox has gone flying in for the ball. Kylie thought, no, I'm getting the ball first. And there was an almighty collision in the goal, right in the goal mouth, and that's a shame for the man of the match. He couldn't do anything about that. There's a bit of nonsense in the goal mouth. You see it deflected, but watch this. He just runs in to get the ball because he knows it's almost the final whistle. Kylie, no chance at all with a strike. But surely it's too late.
Maresca, he joined from Calgary. Both free signings and both in the summer. Bortolazzi looking to put Richard Snakers away. He's got Bullock in close support. Goes past him. He's still trying to tee up a shot. Now he finds James Quinn. First time by Quinn. Another good save by Kylie. And the Freitas turns it in. West Brom take the lead. Fabian de Freitas comes off the bench to get a goal. 10 minutes to go in the game. Dennis Smith wanted a good finish, and that was a good one from Fabian de Freitas.
Far side, Dean West has scored! Bury take the lead, 67 minutes on the clock. And that was a great header by the Bury wing-back. Is there going to be a twist in the tail? Bury 1, Port Vale 0, Sarant with the cross. Cracking header, Musselwhite beaten.